All right, so let's go out there and step into the DeLorean time machine of the past 8 seasons of the Packers drafts. And if the Packers can select the right players in this draft, well, you're going to see some serious... Okay. So I just heard the press conference for the Green Bay Packers. Brian Gutekunst, a.k.a. Goody, was there. He said, it's okay. He basically said, it's okay if these first round, second round, third round picks don't contribute right away. But it's nice if they do. So this is the same guy that said that this team needs to step it up when the Packers lost to the Eagles in the playoffs last season. So my honest opinion, that should not be the mindset. The mindset should be, let's go out there and pick the right players today so that this team for this upcoming season can be a Super Bowl contender. They've been making the playoffs. Yes, that is great. They've been competing. But right here, right now, let's go out and get some players that can compete but actually make it to the Super Bowl. What players do the Packers need to overcome that push-tush, to overcome the Eagles, and make it to the Super Bowl? So I also want to go in and take a look at the previous seasons in which Brian Gutekunst arrived for the Packers as a GM in 2018, okay? I look at this list. They were able to get the hit with Jaire Alexander. First round pick. He has been contributing since he joined the team. Yes, he's had some injuries, but he's the only guy that is still on the team from 2018. 2019, Rashawn Gary and Elgin Jenkins were hits for this team. Rashawn Gary, linebacker, he's doing okay. He puts up some numbers, but his numbers could be better. Elgin Jenkins has always been a great offensive lineman for this team. And they're still on the team, so that's good that those two guys are still on the team. Year 2020, they go and they select Jordan Love. They traded up, kind of shocked many people. Jordan Love is the only player that's still on this team. But is he fully proven? We'll see what happens in this upcoming season. I think that Jordan Love fully played hurt last season after that soccer field game in Brazil. And so I hope that he can take some next steps in this third season starting at QB. A.J. Dillon was a great running back, but he's no longer on the team. He's playing for the Eagles, sadly. Then, going into 2021, Eric Stokes played great his first season, but then was injured for the next couple seasons. No longer on the team. Josh Myers, great center, no longer on the team. Amari Rodgers, third-round pick, just fumbled the ball way too much. Royce Newman was a mediocre guard. And then the other guys, no longer on the team. So, players from the 2021 season, you still have McDuffie, the only guy, the only linebacker in the 6th round. Then, in the 2022 season, okay, this is where the Packers are going to have to make a bunch of decisions in the upcoming, after the end of this season, or maybe middle of the season. Quay Walker, linebacker, first-round pick. Played decent his first season. There's some things here and there. He kind of seems like he was off a little bit this past season, so maybe he played injured. Who knows? Devontae Wyatt, I like to see if he can take some leaps in this upcoming season. Christian Watson, excellent wide receiver, very fast and tall. Does well when he plays, but he's injury prone. Sean Ryan, he's in there some of the time. Some of the time he's not. He's good. He's a good player to have for depth. Romeo Doubs had some concussions this past season. But ultimately, I want to see what what these wide receivers can do this upcoming season. Zach Tom is phenomenal. I would say he is one of those guys you absolutely want to sign. Anagbare is decent. And Rasheed Walker, great offensive tackle, but he needs to really work on those penalties. Try to stay away from so many penalties. And then we'll see if the Packers will sign any of these players. Samori Toure no longer on the team. Tariq Carpenter no longer on the team. Jonathan Ford no longer on the team. Jonathan Ford and Samori Toure actually went to the embarrassing Bears. And then you've got the 2023 season. Lucas Van Ness didn't really play much his first season. Played a little bit in the second season. I believe he had 3 sacks. I like to see if this guy can really take a huge leap in his third season with the team. Luke Musgrave was phenomenal his first season. Second season, he got injured. But maybe Musgrave comes back stronger this upcoming season. We'll see. Jaden Reed, great player, great pass catcher, reliable. He played way better the first season, and it seemed like he was kind of distant in the second half of the season. Maybe it had to do with Jordan Love being injured. We'll see. Tucker Kraft was phenomenal last season, very reliable in catching that football. You just got to throw the ball to his hands and see what happens. You overthrow that football and Tucker Kraft, and that can be bad. That can be bad. Colby Wooden, I like to see what he can do. Sean Clifford kind of hanging in there I thought that was kind of weird that they went and drafted Sean Clifford in the 5th round, but he's a really good talker. And that's why he's kind of still hanging on by a thread. Dontavian Wicks, very twitchy, gets open, but he needs to work on catching that football. Let's see what he can do this upcoming season. Carl Brooks, we'll see what he can do, defensive tackle. Anders Carlson no longer on the team. Carrington Valentine, now he's a good defensive back right there. Carrington Valentine, I like to see what he can do in this upcoming season. You know, Jeff Hafley, defensive mind, I think he's more of a cornerback mindset too. Safety corner type of mindset. So ultimately, I want to see what these players can do. And then this past season, the 2024 season, the Packers go out and they get all kinds of players that all got hurt, it seemed. You know, Jordan Morgan, first round pick, didn't really see much of him in the first season of him being there. Edgerrin Cooper got hurt, but when he started playing, you know, he was phenomenal. So I like to see what Edgerrin Cooper can do. Healthy for a full season. Javon Bullard made a big deal that he missed a tackle in the opening of a John Madden video game, and he got hurt too. So Javon Bullard, another Georgia Bulldog. So far, these Georgia Bulldogs, I'm not quite sure if they're going to keep all these Georgia Bulldogs because Eric Stokes, he's no longer on the team. Tyron Hopper, didn't really see much out of him, but we'll see. Evan Williams was phenomenal at defensive back, but he got hurt too. Some of these guys, they need to put on some weight to withstand some of these hits. Jacob Monk didn't really see much. Kitan Oladapo didn't see much. Michael Pratt no longer on the team. Travis Glover, we'll see what he can do. Kalen King didn't make the 53-man roster, but he's still on the team. So maybe he just, you know, steps it up and makes the team this season. But the upcoming season, the Packers need to play smart. Very much play smart. The Packers need to get a wide receiver. Get a wide receiver in the first or second round. Get an edge rusher who can go after the quarterback of some sort. Either an edge rusher or linebacker or defensive tackle. Somebody along those lines to put pressure on these quarterbacks, because ultimately you got to think about how can the Packers beat the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles, the two top teams in this NFC. If you can beat the Eagles, then you've got a great chance of making it to the Super Bowl. And I think that they need to focus on depth. Go out there and get some linebacker depth. Go out there and get some offensive tackle depth. Maybe go out there and get a tight end in the 2025 draft. So Brian Gutekunst, I don't know about you, my guy. I don't know about you, but you know, the Packers have been making it to the playoffs, but I want to see the Packers make it to the Super Bowl. Make these adjustments. You got the opportunity right here in the 2025 NFL Draft. You got all kinds of selections in every single round. I want this team to make it to the Super Bowl in 2025 and 2026. So that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Hit that like and subscribe button. Comment on the video. Let me know what you think. And go Pack Go all day.
Listen up. Subscribe to Go Pack Go all day. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.